men of color, I think is so important. If you don't mind me touching on this,
No, please.
it's so important. I think, like we said earlier, like I look at my father and look at myself. Like it was tough for me to admit that I was, I had an issue with alcohol. I didn't know who to turn to, and I didn't know it's not common for us to say that we have this issue, not to our friends, not to our loved ones, to anybody, especially as a black male, a man of color. Like you tell me what other man just stands so alone in what other culture that a man stands so alone than a black man, a man of color. Like we have
Yep.
there's so much pressure on us that we're supposed to be this fictional superhero character, like, excuse me. And you're supposed to be strong. You're supposed to not cry. You're supposed to, not have feelings. Don't be emotional. Don't therapist. What do you mean? You gonna tell somebody your feelings? Like, we're not supposed to be that person. So a lot of us don't get the help, and we end up being so much worse off than we could have been if we just seek this help. And like again, like I said, the trauma therapy, I was like, what is that? I don't know what that is. But luckily this man, who a man you would not think would come into my life, introduced me to that. And just going through that, like that's another reason why I decided I knew I wanted to be a coach and leave my financial career of 20 plus years to do this, not do this work now. Because it's so important. Like somebody helped me, I must help other people. And if I can help men of color especially, um, because I know the hurt and the pain and the shame of admitting that we have this issue and getting the help to get it. I know there's so many men out there just suffering in silence, and they're going to continue to suffer, and it's going to really get bad before it gets better. If they don't have anybody else they don't have anybody to reach out to or know of
Yeah.
anybody to reach out to, you know?
No, I think you're absolutely right on that. I mean, and I've certainly opened the at least for me, I'm saying, hey, look, if you need someone to reach out to me. You know what I mean? Because I think it's so important. I know that you do the same through your practice, and you're right. I mean, black men unfortunately are have this mantle that we feel like we need to hold up, and and feel like something that I've come to 3 years almost into my own journey is that I don't want to have to be responsible for what other people think that I should be holding. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like I do have feelings. I am a human being. And I feel like just because I am vulnerable or because I now speak about these things doesn't make me soft. You know what I
Right.
mean? It actually, in my opinion, is courageous. It's a
Mhm.
courageous act. So I'd love to be able to, in partnership with you and other brothers, like normalize that
Definitely.
dialogue, because it's not just about alcohol, right? Like I think
Right.
even for brothers who don't have an issue with the substance, they very much are being held to this like standard, which is effectively unfair.
Right. Exactly.
It's
I
an
agree.
unfair standard to be held to. So I appreciate you for coming on and making it a point to touch on that because I think it's really important.
Oh no, yeah. Thank you for allowing me to do so. Thank
I appreciate you guys listening to the Stacking Days podcast. I hope this episode added value to your recovery and wellness journey. Before we go our separate ways, let's connect on social. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Stacking Days or via the website www.stackingdays.com. By supporting the show, you can play a direct role in amplifying people of color in their pursuit of recovery. The easiest way to do that is to subscribe or hit the follow button. This way, you'll never miss an episode, all while playing an active part in creating the ecosystem where diverse voices and healing matter. This show is for the purpose of education and connection and is not a replacement for therapy or recovery care. For more information on the resources and support available, take a look at SAMHSA and some other resources shared in the description. Until we meet again, be well, one day at a time.